So reports have confirmed that ring cruiserweight world champion Jaya Opetaia has signed with Zuffa Boxing in a move that has surprised a lot of people because Boxing really didn't come out of the gate with any aggressive, huge marquee signings like this. Nobody at world level. Jaya Opetaia is the first person they've signed. He was a guy who was undoubtedly at world level, not only just at world level. Jaya Opetaia, in my opinion, is the guy at cruiserweight. Every now and again, you get one of these guys in a division where the division's maybe not that competitive, or like he's just a level beyond everyone. Like Usyk is the guy at heavyweight. Bivol's the guy at light heavyweight. Jaya Opetaia is the guy at cruiserweight. Do you know what I mean? Because he's just a level beyond everyone, in my opinion. He's just clearly, you know what I mean? That next level, right? I think a guy like Zerdo is a tier below, and a guy like Chris Smith is a tier below that. And you're looking at the rankings, Jaya Opetaia, of course, is the Ring Magazine #1 ranked cruiserweight. No, the Ring Magazine champion, not ranked #1. He's the champion at cruiserweight. And then you've got Chris Smith, who's ranked #2. Now, Chris Smith is a good boxer. He's, in my opinion, definitely world level. He's a former world champion. I don't believe he doesn't hold any belts currently. But I think he is definitely deserving of world level. I don't think he's quite got the minerals to beat Jaya Opetaia. I think Jaya Opetaia is too big of a puncher. He's too big, too athletic, too fast. Jaya Opetaia is hittable though. We've seen it, particularly in his last fight, where maybe you've seen him get a bit sloppy, resting a bit too much on his laurels, and beginning to take opponents for granted, which is something you can't afford to do, even against the likes of Chris Smith, if that fight was to get made. But that is a fight that makes sense and would definitely be announcing Zuffa at a sort of level where, like, yeah, even we can put on, world title level fights. Because looking at the current events booked for Zuffa, there's not really anyone that's at that world level that's headlining any events yet. FA Jagba's a guy who's fringe world level, and Charles Martin is a guy who's absolutely cooked. Callum Walsh is a guy who's, again, not at world level. I believe he's at 168. He's nowhere near world level at 168, I believe. I can't remember what division he is actually, Callum Walsh, but wherever he is, he's not world level. Do you know what I mean? Let me know what you guys think of Jaya Opetaia signing with Zuffa Boxing. Were you surprised? Were you expecting them to make a signing of someone on this level? Or do you think it's maybe a touch misleading? Because, Jaya Opetaia is the guy at cruiserweight, but it's not like cruiserweight's a money division. It's not like it's a super popular division. It's not a division that's driving loads of demand, that got loads of eyes on it. Maybe Jaya Opetaia is the biggest name that they realistically could sign. Because a guy like Usyk wouldn't sign, a guy like Canelo wouldn't sign. But you need a guy who's dominant in his division, but he's not going to cost you a lot of money. Jaya Opetaia could very much be that guy. So, it's interesting to think about. I'd be super curious to know what you guys think in the comments below. What do you think of Jaya Opetaia signing with Zuffa Boxing? Another episode of the Seth Solo Side Quest in the bag, and I'm out. Peace.